Hey everybody, it's Marshall Monkey here. It's going to be my Invisible Sister movie review. Now, a big update. I was actually live tweeting at the beginning of the movie, but I couldn't keep live tweeting because I actually told you guys that I was either gonna be able to live tweet or not be able to live tweet, and it was kind of chaotic last night, so it ended up being no. I did not live tweet the whole movie, unfortunately. I was going to live tweet the encore this morning, but I ended up not seeing that either because I actually left. We got a new kitten. You can see her in the vlogs tonight when the vlog is uploaded. You can see her. Her name is Wendy. She is very nice and beautiful, so you guys can see her later. I'll put a link. Actually, I'm gonna update the description and put a link down below in the description so you guys can check out my vlog channel to see Wendy. Now, anyway, let's go on to the movie review of Invisible Sister. I almost forgot the name, so let's get started. So right off the bat, even though I didn't watch the whole movie last night, oops, I almost hit the thing right here. Right off the bat, this movie blew my mind of how good it was. Now, the one thing I didn't like about it is that it really didn't scream Halloween movie. I feel like Disney's Halloween movies are getting a little bit more in a different area. Like, they're not really Halloween movies. If you get my drift. Like, they're not really Halloween movies. They're mostly movies with Halloween in it. Not Halloween movies made by Disney. So you know what I mean? Like, it just feels like this, we feel like we got the Romp and Swamp thing in the whole Halloween party and the costumes, but we didn't really get Halloween feel. Like, when I think of Halloween movies on Disney, when I think of true Halloween, I think Halloween Town, I think, Twitches kind of did it. I don't feel like Twitches did it enough, but they kind of did it. But Halloween Town really hit the mark on Halloween movies. Whereas nowadays, Disney really isn't doing a lot of Halloween movies. They're just doing movies with Halloween in it. So I would have liked to see a little bit more Halloween. But other than that, it was actually really good. I really thoroughly enjoyed this movie. First off, let's talk about the main character, Cleo, or I guess one of the main characters. Now, Cleo is used to being invisible all her life. To her sister, she's kind of living in her sister's shadow. Her sister was Molly. She is fantastic. She's like the limelight girl, everyone wants to be in. I thought this movie didn't have a lot of understanding. Like, usually in a Disney movie, when you see this kind of pairing, you're like, oh my gosh, they're gonna kind of find out more about each other and they're gonna become best friends. Like, I don't know. Let's be honest. What another Disney movie that does that? I don't know. But I feel like they didn't we talked about how different they were. We talked about how Cleo feels like she's in Molly's shadow and how Molly feels like she's on edge all the time. But we really didn't dig in deeper to that. So that was another thing that we didn't really get into. But the character development was slightly well. It was actually really done really well. I thought it felt shorter to me. It felt like a shorter Disney movie, but it wasn't. It was actually it was like an hour and a half, just like all of them are on TV. So I don't know. It just felt like to me like it was a little bit shorter, and I don't know, maybe there were so many characters we didn't get all down to all of them, and we didn't get to know more about them. But I feel like if you go back to Descendants, you got to know a little bit, a lot about Mal, how her middle name was Bertha, how she wanted to make her mother happy, and kind of got that understanding. Whereas if you go to a Disney movie like this, we didn't get to understand why Cleo's in the shadow. Like, we did, but we didn't, dig down deeper, if that makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense to you guys, but it definitely makes sense to me. Like I said, I talked a little bit about Molly already, but Molly, of course, is Cleo's older sister, or at least that looks like older sister. So we got that as well. Next up, we're gonna do George. George, oh my gosh, George is played by Karen Barar. Oh, by the way, Cleo is played by Rowan Blanchard. She's an amazing actress. Everybody knows her from Girl Meets World. You might know her from Spy Kids All the Time in the World. Or now you might know her by this movie, but she is a really great actress. I really like the whole pink hair. I'll talk about costume in a minute, but I like everything going on. So let's talk about George. Let's talk about George again. So George is another character. Karen Barar, nailed this character. I feel like everybody nailed their characters, but I feel like Karen Barar had an opportunity with this movie because, if you guys remember, he's been playing Robbie for a long time, and that character has just been the same. Whereas now he gets to play another character, he gets to play a different character. He hasn't played a different character since Chirag, right? From Diary of a Wimpy Kid? I can't talk today. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. So I feel like Chirag and Robbie are kind of the same. So he hasn't really played a character different. I feel like this character kind of the same as Robbie, except he's got a little, different qualities to him. He was girl crazy in this movie. I like George was girl crazy. So I'm glad Karen Barar kind of got to branch out and do something different with this role. So did Paris Burrell. Paris Burrell actually branched out too. She's been playing Skylar, is that her name? Skylar on Mighty Med. So she finally got to play a different character. I feel like she nailed it. I feel like this character is probably one of the best I've seen her in. I don't really like Mighty Med as much. Mighty Med is not really that big of a show to me, and I don't know if I'm going to be looking forward to the spin-off that Mighty Med is going to have with Lab Rats. They're going to have a cross spin-off, kind of like how Sam and Cat did that, but I don't know if I'm going to like it or not, just because Mighty Med it wasn't really my jam. Paris Burrell is good in it, but I feel like this character makes her more mature. I feel like this character is better in a sense, because Skylar on the show is like all pink and looks really younger, but when Paris crosses over to Disney and she's playing this character, she seems a little bit older, she seems better as this character. So hopefully if we get a sequel, I really want to see more Molly. Maybe Cleo turns invisible in the sequel. That'd be really cool if they did do that. If they have a sequel, I don't know if they will. I'm not confirming it or anything like that. So let's talk about wardrobe. Let's talk about the style of each character. So let's start with Cleo. There's other characters that I'm going to talk about later, but we're going to talk about the main three right now. Starting with Cleo, her style is really great. It's more edgy, kind of dark. You can see the eyeliner. You can see the pink hair. You can see kind of wild, kind of different. I really like it. I think the style is really great. Molly is obviously popular girl, kind of wearing the new trend stuff. She's all totally awesome today, totes the bomb. Now, talking about George, he's wearing some crazy pants in this movie, but he's still basically basic, the shirt and then the button up and the regular shirt underneath, casual shirt, but he got some crazy pants. So yeah, I feel like, the characters obviously have their own unique sense of style. Moving on to other characters, we have Kook. I think that was his name, Kook. It's kind of a weird name. He is Molly's boyfriend. We also got Carter. He is the love interest, kind of, for Cleo. I feel like that really didn't make sense, because I really didn't see that much of the love interest thing. But yeah, I feel like all the other characters, supporting characters, were good too. We also got Molly's friend, I don't remember her name, but she was in there as well. And I think the story was great. I like the writing, how it was written. Molly turned invisible by drinking the concoction that that Cleo, mixed up accidentally. She drank the moth. So yeah, she turned invisible, and she ended up almost turning invisible forever. It was crazy. Everything that she put on turned invisible, so we got that as well. I feel like this was really good. I really liked how it all turned out. It was really great. In the end, Cleo ended up saving it. I feel like I expected them to actually take longer to create the mix, because she accidentally just threw chemicals in. They, made the mix like that. They just put all the chemicals in and it made the mix. How? Because they don't know what they did. They don't know what chemicals they spilt in there. So they just started keep making random solutions and try to see which one's the best. I don't know. I feel like they got that really, really quickly. So I don't know. That kind of felt a little bit unrealistic to me, that they got that chemical mix that easily. But they did it. She ended up getting some ginger fizz. I don't know why she carries it around everywhere. She ended up drinking it, and she turned visible again, which is really great. Now, other favorite moments, the lacrosse moment, where Cleo's being helped by Molly to win the lacrosse game. I can't even talk today. Other great moments, of course, are just George moments, where he just, I'm not even gonna say it. He's girl crazy. He's girl crazy for the girls at the car in the first part. He's girl crazy for the girls at the party. So I feel like he's just, yeah. So we got George moments. That was really fun as well. We also got Romp and Swamp, how everything was really dealt with. It was designed really well, the haunted house, all that stuff. Anything else? We got this part where they break into the school, where Molly does the boo thing. That was really fun as well. And yeah, so we got some really fun moments. I thought this movie was really well done. In terms of sequel, I don't know if we're going to get one. Usually it takes a while for Disney movies to kind of confirm a sequel. But so far, I think that, it's a possibility. Usually Halloween movies on Disney don't get sequels anymore. Except for Twitches and Halloween Town. Those are pretty much the only ones I can think of that have had sequels. And mostly Ghostly. Those three movie franchises, they've all had sequels. So hopefully Invisible Sister gets one. Girl vs. Monster did not get a sequel, but maybe Invisible Sister's the lucky one to get a sequel. So we're gonna have to see. I can't talk today. We're gonna have to see if they get a sequel. Overall, I love this movie. It was really well done. Like I said, it was well written. The characters were really unique. They were fun. So comment down below what your favorite moment of the movie was. I felt like it was done really well, and it was really fun for a Halloween movie. I would have liked a little bit more of the Halloween aspect in there. We didn't really get that, but it's still cool to see that they've done a really good job with this movie. So, yeah, you can go up here to the links up there to see some videos. You can see my Heroes Reborn episode video, my Arrow video, my Flash video, and I think a Monstober video. I'm just guessing those. Also, there will be a playlist for all the movie reviews I've done. I've got the Hunger Games in there. That was like my first ever one, combined with Big Hero 6. It's not really that big of a deal. I also got Jurassic World review, Avengers Age of Ultron review, Ant-Man review. I got a whole ton of reviews up there. You guys can go check those out. There are my links down below, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my Vine. Don't forget to follow those. My vlog channel will be down there. Don't forget to subscribe to my vlog channel. I'll have a new vlog up tonight. And overall, I think that's pretty much it. So like for this video, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.